Friedenau is a locality within the borough of Tempelhof-Schöneberg in Berlin, Germany. Relatively small by area, its population density is the highest one in the city. Geography: Friedenau is part of the southwestern suburbs, right at the border with the inner-city Schöneberg district, separated by the Berlin Ringbahn and the BAB 100 motorway. It borders the Wilmersdorf locality in the west and Steglitz in the south. The streets and squares are laid out according to a geometric urban design with an almost complete assembly of Grundstücke buildings, which survived the bombing of Berlin in World War II. Urban planning: the characteristic feature of Friedenau is the cast 10 figure, named after urban developer Johann Anton Wilhelm von Karsten. This symmetrical figure consists of an avenue dividing a circular road, which is delimited by 4 town squares. Some streets in Friedenau were renamed after rivers in Alsace-Lorraine to commemorate the annexation of this region into the German Empire. The majority of buildings in Friedenau date to the early 20th century. Therefore, the architectural styles are almost uniform. 185 buildings are protected as cultural heritage sites. Younger buildings do not necessarily match the surrounding cityscape, since the reconstruction efforts after World War II gave little consideration to the preservation of architectural uniformity. History: in 1871 it was founded as an affluent commuter town on the estates of the former Deutsche Wilmersdorf manor. The German name Friedenau, referring to Frieden and the suffix so meaning floodplains, was proposed by Hedwig Harnell, wife of the architect Hermann Harnell, in memory of the 1871 Peace of Frankfurt, which ended the Franco-Prussian War. It was adopted by Mr. Harnell, then the director of the Landauer und Bauverein, which developed the real estate in the area. When in 1874 the area constituted as an independent municipality within the province of Brandenburg, the denotation had already been established and became the official municipal name. Friedenau opened its own non-denominational municipal cemetery, today's Städtischer Friedhof 3, which soon grew too small. So in 1909 Friedenau bought a tract of land in Gutterfelde as additional graveyard, with the first burial taking place in 1913. Friedenau's municipal construction councillor Hans Altmann designed from the cemetery a mourning chapel, an office, a gardener's house, a flower shop, benches and a fountain, as well as a net of paths replicating the street's net in Friedenau. Since June 1913 the cemetery was accessible via the Sickald Cemetery train line ending at Stahnsdorf station. Friedenau joined with the town of Schöneberg in 1920 under the latter's name, as the former 11th administrative borough of Greater Berlin. In the short time from the 29th of April to the 30th of June 1945, when the Red Army occupied all Berlin, it was a borough in its own right, until it was reunified with Schöneberg as one borough within the American sector of West Berlin. The Gutterfelde Cemetery, since 1920 called Forest Cemetery of Schöneberg, was operated since 1935 by Berlin's borough of Wilmersdorf, called Wilmersdorf Forest Cemetery Gutterfelde. After 1945 the cemetery happened to be in the Soviet zone of occupation and later in the German Democratic Republic. Thus, with the increasing eastern interdiction of West Berlin, the cemetery grew inaccessible for the Friedenauers. On the 5th of April 1986 a bomb exploded at the Labelle discotheque in a former cinema on Hauptstrasse 78, killing a Turkish woman and 2 U.S. servicemen and injuring numerous people. A plaque marks the site. Notable people: Friedenau has always been home to creative artists, especially of authors. Prominent residents include Max Bruck, composer, Albstrasse 3, Hans Magnus Enzensberger, poet and writer, Fragerstrasse 19. Max Frisch, architect and writer, Sarazenstrasse 8, Gunter Grass, writer, Nobel laureate in literature, Niedstrasse 13, Georg Hermann, writer, Bunzli 68 and 108 and Stubbenrauchstrasse 5, Theodor Heuss, the later president of Germany, Fragestrasse 80, Kurt Hiller, writer, Harnelstrasse 9, Hannah Hock, artist, Bussingstrasse 16, Uwe Johnson, writer, Niedstrasse 14 and Stierstrasse 3, Erich Kästner, writer, Niedstrasse 5, Karl Kautsky, politician, Saarstrasse 14, Heinrich Klemmer, film studio founder and director, Adam Cookhoff, writer, resistance fighter, Wilhelmshorstrasse 18, Friedrich Luft, drama critic, Bunzli 74, Herta Müller, writer, Nobel laureate in literature, Menzelstrasse 2, Rainer Maria Rilke, lyric poet, Rheingaustrasse 8, Karl Schmid-Rottluff, painter, Niedstrasse 14 and Stierstrasse 3, Walter Trier, drawer and illustrator, Elsastrasse 2, Kurt Tucholsky, satirist and writer, Bunzli 79. Transportation. Friedenau has access to the Berlin U-Bahn network at Innsbrucker station as well as at Bundesplatz, Friedrich Wilhelm Platz and Walter Schreiber Platz. S-Bahn service is available at the Bundesplatz and Innsbrucker stations of the Ringbahn. The nearby Friedenau station of the S1 line is actually situated in neighboring Schöneberg. The locality can also be reached via Bundesautobahn 100 at Wechstrasse and Innsbrucker junctions and by Bundesautobahn 103, also Bundesstrasse 1, at Saarstrasse.